Hey guys, what's going on? Andy's back from a long time away. Had a few things going on at home, so I've just not been around. But when I have been around and I've just been gaming, I've been enjoying myself. I found a little gem. I was sat there the other night, flicking through Game Pass, which has, not been the greatest. And I saw a game called Vampire Survivors. I looked at the game and I thought, what the hell is that? However, I'm bored, let's have a laugh and get ready to slate this game. It's about 10 o'clock at night. Pre-warning, this game will eat your life. Okay, so I put it on about 10 o'clock. The next thing I thought, oh, I'm tired and I really need a drink, and it was 4:30 in the morning. Gone. Life's gone. So, Vampire Survivors. So this is going to be a full series. The content depends on how much you want to see, but I'm going to take you through a step-by-step. I've set up a new account on the Xbox, so it's starting completely fresh. There's a lot of guides out there. Some give you the basic gist of the idea, some are a bit outdated, and some are a little bit confusing. So what I wanted to do is do a series because I'm loving the game. I've got an understanding of the game. I've unlocked most things now on my account. Is to start and basically do full playthroughs of where newcomers who are going to load this game up and think, what the hell is going on, and then delete it. Okay, because it is a difficult game for the first few hours. So what is Vampire Survivors? So it's a roguelike game. You start off, so we're going to start. You've got all these menus here. You can't do anything with these yet, but those become your basically difficulties to selection, and later on in the game you become godlike. So you click start and you've got one character in these. Don't worry, there's a lot more characters to come. It will fill this screen and more. But you're left with Antonio. Now each character has a passive, so gains 10% more damage every 10 levels to a maximum of 50%. And has a weapon. This guy has a whip. You level the weapons up in game. They don't stay leveled up every time you start. You start from 0 again. But what leveling this character will do is unlock his weapon for other characters. You'll also see the 0 at the top, which looks like a dinner plate or looks like some pancakes with a money bag in it. That is actually gold. You earn gold in the game, and gold is used for buying characters, for upgrading your gameplay mechanics, and later down the line you get a merchant in game where you can either power up even more or buy more goodies. So the passiving for each character gets, generally there is a pickup in game for that passive. So gaining 10% more damage, there is a pickup in game for you to gain more damage. You can pick up 12 items in game, 6 passive, 6 melee, or 6 weapons as it were. For the most part, there are ways around, which we'll show you in a later video, unless we get lucky and find what we're looking for in this video, where you can pick up more. And there's ways sort of where you start thinking about the game and you start learning the game. So your first run, you'll basically grab some gold, you'll get some levels and you'll die. The aim of the game is, for the most part again, is to survive 30 minutes. I'm not going to spoil it just yet, but if you make it to 30 minutes, you're generally not going to last any much longer. So it's a quick game. You want to allow yourself around 45 minutes at the most to play, or at the minimum. Like I say, your run can be over in 5-10 minutes, or it can run to that half an hour, but you'll find if you've got time that you're going to run again. You want one more go, one more go, one more go. This game is absolutely nightmare. So the controls are nice and simple. There's one control. Obviously, to get through the menus, you can use A to go forward, B to go back. But generally, it's the left stick. You can play with one hand. You don't need to do anything. There's no attack buttons. There's no special abilities that you're going to control. If you're playing on keyboard, you can use mouse, or you can use WASD, or whatever you use, your arrow keys, however you've got it set up. All the weapons auto attack. They either fire in the direction that you're facing, or they've got a lock-on mechanic, or they've got they just fire wherever they want. But again, as you level up, as you get more abilities, you get more control over that. So not every ability is unlocked from the start. Each character that's blacked out, you will unlock their weapon, and sometimes a passive from playing that character. So there's generally 3 challenges that I can think of. There's one for surviving 15 minutes, one for leveling your character to 99, and one for leveling for 30 minutes. There is some for 60 minutes as well. These unlock all different things, and you'll see these through the video. So what you want to do straight away is Antonio. Start. You've only got one map, war map. So as you can see, you're just in game, and there's all these bats flying at you, and this is the gist of the game. You press start, there's nothing there. Later on, you'll grab a map, you'll grab like a combo counter. So your weapon's completely random. It's whichever way you're facing, and what you'll see is these bats drop gems. Now the enemies scale to your level. So if I never leveled up, because the gems are for leveling up, every enemy on this game would stand to level 1, which you might think, well, that's great. However, with time, more and more enemies appear. So normally every couple of minutes, like not a mini boss, but an elite enemy will appear, and then around every 5 or 10 minutes, a boss will appear. Sometimes, as the game goes on, it's around every 2 or 3 to 4 minutes. So a tactic later on is not to collect the gems straight away. Run around, get a little bit of gems going, and we'll show you in another video why you don't want to level up later on. So what we've got here is every time you level up, you'll get 3 until your luck's leveled up, which it says at the bottom, increase your luck for a chance to get 4 choices. You get a choice of a weapon or a passive. As I say, you can only have a maximum of 6. If I choose the same one, the whip, I'll get another projectile. So one will go forward, one will go back. The axe throws a weapon. Everything, if any of you that have played sort of Castlevania in the past, especially the 8-bit ones, I'll be sort of more at home with this, with the look of the characters, the names of some of the characters, and the weapons of some of the characters. It's very, very sort of Castlevania and Ghouls and Ghosts, or Ghosts and Goblins, whatever it was called in your region. Very reminiscent of those, and sort of tip of the hat to them. So the whip, and then it'll go backwards as well. The axe, you throw it up, and then it comes back down. And the Santa water is one of the best weapons in the game. So what that does, you'll throw random pots of holy water, and then it'll make a little area on the floor, and then that'll sort of bubble for a little bit. Any enemies that pass through that will die. The more you level that up, it starts making sort of a circle around you, and then you can evolve the weapons down the line, and then it sort of covers you in. It's sort of like a damaging shield. So what we're going to go for, the best out of the 3 here, the axe is very good when you level it up. The Santa water can be God mode. What you'll also see on the map is these little chalices, and again, we've seen that in Castlevania. That the little torches that you get, there's different ones for each level, and the premise is the same for every level that you unlock. There are a few little bit more mechanics. The bar at the top is your XP bar. Every time you pick up a gem, you'll see, and the little blue bar there is your elite enemy. So when you drop that, so next we've got a couple more levels up. Sorry, everything's moving that fast. So the knife, bit of a garbage weapon. Eventually you're going to want to level every single one of these weapons up on a different playthrough. So the knife, whatever direction you're facing and you're holding your analog stick in, the knife will face forward. So up, if you're walking upwards, it'll fire upwards, left, right, and 360 degrees. For a beginner, it's not a bad weapon. The laurel puts like a little shield round. If you think of Sonic the Hedgehog's sort of little shield, it pops that up. It's permanent, and when you get hit, it'll stop you from being damaged, and then you get a couple of seconds in vulnerability. Very solid when you get into the game. The King Bible puts 2 Bibles, is it 1 or 2 Bibles around you when you start, and spins around you, and then you add more Bibles, and then it comes around, and it's just a whirlwind of death. Again, great weapon. You're not going to miss out. So what we've got on screen in a minute is gems. Now, you're not wanting to actively kill enemies, as daft as that sound, when you're starting. You're wanting to dodge, and that's until later, and you'll see you're just surviving. So your torches there, they'll drop you coins and they'll drop meat. Meat is the only way to heal for the most part. You'll see as you're getting mobbed, your energy drops quite sharpish, and you're thinking, well, there's things everywhere, don't worry about it. So next set of weapons, one's not a bad starting weapon, and you'll see that on the next character. Axe, again, is quite good, and knife's pretty shoddy. What I'm going to go on this one is I am going to go axe. It's not great to start with. However, it becomes pretty solid later on. Some weapons are pretty garbage throughout. They've all got they can all be usable. There's only some levels that are going to carry through to your 30-minute. So what happened earlier is when you saw the shiny bat, that's like an elite enemy, and that will drop a treasure chest. So what a treasure chest does, when I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. It looks like I've got a diamond in my collection. So what this will do now, it'll upgrade one either weapon or passive. These drop off elites and bosses. This will drop one upgrade by one level to one of my weapons. What can happen on the chest is you can get like sort of a rare chest, which will drop 3 upgrades, or you can get a super rare chest, which will drop 5 upgrades. So this could be a random roll, and it'll only ever give you what you've got. So I've got the whip, the Santa Water, the Bible, and the axe. So it'll only upgrade what I've got equipped, never give you an extra item until later in the game. Okay. If and when it comes to it, each weapon has a passive that ties into it. When you get the weapon to level 8 and you have that passive as well, the chest will evolve that weapon. But we're not going to see that, I doubt, this game. So your first goal is, so that's upgraded with Santa Water, and you get a bit of gold. Gold is God to start with, but then later down the line, it doesn't become irrelevant, but it does. So the red gem that I just saw there, what'll happen is when you kill so many enemies, they'll stop dropping gems on that screen that you're on, or in and around the screen. So the red gem will appear as your furthest gem away, and then that'll just absorb every enemy that you've killed. So when you pick up that red gem, you'll gain all the experience, so you're not losing experience. However, if you're moving, it will sort of drop gems more and more, and there are pickups where you can pull everything in. So what we've got here, so we know about the knife and the whip. The spinach raises inflicted damage by 10%. Now this is a passive. Now usually, at the stage I'm at in this game, I wouldn't pick spinach up because I know that there's a spinach over the right of the map somewhere. So what I'd do is I'd fill my other passives out first, and then go and pick the spinach up after. So I'd fill my 6 that I want, and then go and get spinach. So I've got 7 passives, because if it's on the floor, it doesn't cap you out if you're already capped out. But on this turn, spinach gives you inflicted damage by 10%. I need some damage. We need some survivability. So away we go. So this is the basic gist of the game. So the first thing you want to try and do is get some gold and not worry about much else. Not a lot of gold, 10 gold to be fair. But just run around. The map is never ending, it just cycles. You can't run off the edge of the map. Some of the maps later on do stop you. You'll see on the second level. You can't do this. They're not free roam, if you like. But a couple are, and a couple have walls and things. But on this map, it's just nice and open. Nice and open's not always the best, as you'll see. Like, a lot of people prefer the second level. So armor, it reduces damage. Magic wand fires at the nearest enemy. Whip, we'll go with a whip for now. With this game, with your build, it's very rare that you want to go defensive. You are all about being a glass cannon. It's all about damage. The quicker you can damage, the more you can keep enemies away from you. You don't need to worry about defense. And when you do need to worry about defense, it's not going to matter anyway. There are a couple of items. The Laurel and the Bible are probably the two most defensive items you want to get, especially at the beginning of the game. Later on, as you unlock more weapons, you'll see that they become irrelevant because nothing's getting near you anyway. The Santa Water is also pretty defensive as well. We'll go with the Axe here. So as you'll see at the minute, there's not many weapons popping. In fact, there might only be 6 total. There is a rarity on the rolls, on what can drop out of the chests. Later on, there are ways you can sort of manipulate and control the chest. But again, we're a long way from that. So yeah, this is generally it, and this is how I'm going to break down the videos. Is I'm just going to take you through what you want to be doing and how to get there, because I'm going to do this on my account, and I thought, well, no, because I've got so much unlocked, it might miss something, and I want to do it in order again. And I actually enjoy the game, and while I'm talking to myself, which is talking to you guys, it's helping the new players. Obviously, if you're a veteran of this game and you've been playing since time began, it's not going to help you. Now, I'm trapped in these flowers here, and the first time I did it, I panicked and I died. But these don't do that much energy damage. Now, I've not got much health, but you can just walk through them. Don't panic. I am probably coming to the end of this first run soon until, haha, meat. But don't worry about it. Don't think, well, I've only survived 5 minutes. That's the aim of the game, and you will only survive 5 minutes. So, but the general idea of the game, what you want to be doing first, is surviving 15 minutes. We'll go for the Laurel. And these videos are going to be around 20 minutes to half an hour each, just sort of describe what's going on, because I'm going to go through each character and what you want to be aiming for, because there are some characters that you can control how you unlock them. Some of them just come through playtime, some through amount of kills, some through completing stages, some you'll find in stage. Now, generally every stage has at least one secret character. There are vampire chests that you can find, and then you go up to them and they pop like a little horde, and then you unlock the chest, and then out pops the vampire, and then you get that character as well. Some of them are good, some of them are bad. However, once you get the gist of the game and you get a majority of things unlocked, this little watch here will stop enemies and you can just run through them without being damaged. However, don't run into a big fat horde if the clock's going to run out. Yeah, as I was saying, some of the characters, as bad as they seem, you're going to want to level them later anyway, just to get either the passive, the upgrade, or the weapon from them. So we'll go with Spinach there again. I don't think I can upgrade many, if any, of my weapons, and I don't think I'm going to get to that stage. But yeah, ideally, you want to be getting to sort of 15 minutes to sort of clear the stage, get a couple of upgrades going, get a nice bit of gold, and away you go. And you're looking for the map, which comes a little bit later on. And it has got a fair progression system, this game. You will play like a couple of hours where you are just farming, but you'll still generally, I mean, the amount of achievements in the game, and every achievement generally unlocks something in the game as well, whether it's a character, there's like modifiers you can unlock later, called Arcanas, which make you just insanely powerful. Some of the characters you get later in the game are just God mode enabled. But we'll go through all that. So I picked up luck there, so that's another thing that can drop from the fires is luck. So there is a passive item that you can pick up for luck, which you can stack up to 8 times, or you can drop them from the candelabras. I believe there is also a luck pickup on this map as well, that you can add to your passives. Luck does what we got here. So always at the beginning stage, upgrade your Bible. If the Bible pops up, you upgrade the Bible. So again, you're not actively hunting kills. You're just trying to survive. So at this stage, just tuck and roll, duck and weave, get your gold, get your gems. Your XP gains are pretty slow at this stage. You'll see once we hit the 10 minutes mark, things start to go a little bit more wild as they creep up now. So this is what you generally get: the calm before the storm. Then you get the pre-storm, which is sort of where we're at now, and then you get, wow, here we go. And I'll be surprised if I make it past sort of the 12-minute mark. I don't expect you to do the same on your first run, but if you just keep in mind that all you're here for on your first run is gold. Obviously, the longer you can survive, if you can hit that 15-minute mark, magic. As I say, there's nothing you can I play it sort of watching YouTube or whatnot, watching a documentary, listening to a podcast, having a cup of tea. You can eat your dinner while you're doing it. There we go, here's a rare chest. So this time I've got 3, so this will upgrade 3 of the items that I've already got equipped. Sometimes it'll spark again and you'll get 5 come out. So I'll get a whip, a Bible, and my spinach upgraded. So video wise on these, I'm going to take you through so let's just break it down. So basically there is, I'm just thinking then what I'm going to do for you. So if you want me to stream, or you want me to see, like, you know, unlock, go through every character, just do random playthrough videos, that's fine. Leave it in the comments below. Okay, I'll do that for you. If you want to see how you unlock certain characters, or if there is a character that I believe that you should be getting, I will show you how to unlock them myself. One of them being Pugnala. However, the next character you're going to unlock is going to be your sort of meat and potatoes and your gravy for the foreseeable future until you get leveled. She's that good for a beginner, and she only costs you 10 gold. So the idea behind this series was to show you what you need. So as I say, you play the game. It's generally a 30-minute game. That does change later on. There are mechanics in the game which change how bosses appear and things along those lines. But generally, you go, you level, you want to get to level 99, you want to level 30 minutes. At level 30, death appears. Death will come and he will just one-bomb you. It doesn't matter how good you think you are at this game. He will come in and he will just wreck you. There are ways that you can... I'm going to die here. Boom, there we go, game over, not to worry. I'm going to end this video in a second. I'm just going to finish what I'm saying, and then I'm going to record another video today. So you've got 2 videos, and then we'll just go from there, do videos day by day or on demand. But however, let me just finish what I was saying about Death. So Death will wreck you. So he appears with something like, if I stayed at level 1, he appears with something like 1.7 million health. And then for every level you go, he just increases. Now, I did get to a build yesterday or the day before where he couldn't move. I just locked him in, and I left my, I think I was level 170 or something. And I just left my Xbox on. I went and did my shopping. I did all my washing. I cleaned the house. And, you know, like hours later, I just thought, you know what? He's not dead. This is ridiculous. So I left it. You're only generally meant to kill Death once at the beginning of the game. Well, not at the beginning of the game, sort of midway. Once you've done that, you can unlock him and play him. So that's the sort of idea of what I want to show you guys, is how to get up to Death, and then what to do after. There's like a sort of like a story mode. So I'm going to take you through all that, get you to end game. However, if you do want to see the playthroughs of all characters, as I say, you will generally want to play every character anyway, especially to get certain weapons and things. So here we go, look. So, and I got 8 unlocks. You'll get achievements popping for days. So unlocked Clocked Lancer, so find an Aurelian. Get King Bible to level 4. Unlock Crown. Crown's gives you XP. So I'll go through all these at each playthrough anyway. So what you'll find now is that all these now will pop up when I'm leveling. And so whereas before there were only 3 or 4 weapons and 3 or 4 passives, now all these have got a chance to pop at every level. So you've done your first playthrough. What you want to do next is you'll have a bit of gold. 800 gold's not a lot. You've got your power up screen. Now all these are modifiers to your game. Now I ain't got a lot of gold here, so there's a couple of ones that you want to be leveling up first. So ideally, luck sort of affects crits, it affects quality of drop, and it affects and gives you a chance of getting the better 3 or 5 chests. Luck is definitely one you want to be looking to upgrade. This one costs 5,000 gold. That's the first major one you want to aim for. Other than that, the 2 that you want are growth and greed. Growth gives you more XP. The more XP you can do, the more levels you get. The more levels you get, the more items you can get. Okay. Greed gives you gold. The more gold you've got, the more items you can buy. And then you want to start looking at sort of duration, cooldown definitely, magnet, basically everything aside from curse. But that's a long way off. So I'm going to stick a couple in, and I'm not going to stick any in growth apparently. I fired it at 200. Is there anything else we're going to buy in there at the minute? If we do that in gold, and then it does get expensive every time. Also get, I think it's quite cheap, I can't in a minute, one in just in recovery as well. However, we digress. So the next thing you want to do is buy Imelda, and she's 10 gold, and that's it. So that's the end of this video, guys. I'm going to dip off now, just get a quick cup of tea, get this video uploaded, and then in the next episode we'll show you why you want Imelda, what she can do, and you'll see the sort of progression hopefully move up. So if you like the video, guys, give it a thumbs up. If you dislike the video, by all means give it a thumbs down. If you're unsure of anything, drop it in the comments below. If you want to see how to get through this absolutely fantastic and addictive game, subscribe to the channel, hit for notifications, and I'll be uploading this hopefully day by day. I'm in love with this game, it's refreshing, and I want to get you guys to love it too. So as always, guys, enjoy this lovely weather outside. I'm going to get a cuppa. Hit the like, hit the comments, subscribe to the video, and I'll see you in the next video.